to host these for years and years and years. Court and I have done it together for the last couple years. We get to hand out the Customer Choice Beauty Award. There are many times, Cheryl Kramer K, and I know how much you love this item, that I'm standing there or Court is standing there, and we can't give Peter the award in person, even though he has won for the last 12 years. Every year we've given out a Retinol award. He's won because we don't have enough in stock to put on the show.
Yeah.
Because we're saving inventory to go on the air maybe as a big deal or a big item in November, December. Even though it is not November, December, I need you to get this now, because when we have the most famous Peter Thomas Roth product by far, I mean, when you sold 1.8 million of anything, you know that it's a winner. You need to stock up when we have it, and especially when we have a value like this. We just introduced this a little bit ago.
Yep.
We were together on a Tuesday night. It has been on fire. It is his most famous product. And if you say, oh, I got to change the channel, I can't use retinol, stay, because you can use this. And if you don't know what retinol does, stay, because you're going to get the best in the business with Customer Choice Beauty Awards voted by you, not fancy editors like Cheryl used to be, but you, real people. And I can't vote, but people like me. Here's the value. This is a super size. So this is what everybody else buys at retail. That is the full size of the famous Retinol Fusion Night Serum. You're doubling that times 2. So we would call that like a jumbo. 1.8 million sold. Each of these is $130. So Court and I would say way better than a BOGO.
Way.
Because you're saving $180. In fact, you're taking $50 off the price of one, and you are getting 2. Now this has 444 5-star reviews. It is beloved. And I think we should start with, first of all, why retinol? Because I think a lot of times I get so excited and I assume everybody knows what we're talking about.
Right.
But as a beauty editor and now partnering with Peter, retinol is the most important thing we use even in our 20s now, like Peter's son and my daughters in their 20s. They're using this. Why retinol? Why do we need it?
So retinol is simply the best and most potent at-home anti-aging ingredient available. Period. None better. Peter's is different from all the other ones out on the market. When you hear about retinol, you often associate irritation, dryness, and that is because, yeah, some retinols are. They can overwhelm your skin, and your skin freaks out and gets red and irritated.
And mine did before Peter came along. I was afraid to use anything else, any others.
It's a really, really common. Please let me make you feel much more comfortable about this. Ready? This is a retinol that is microencapsulated and time release. That means that it is not going to cause that irritation.
So before we go to the animation, let's take a look at the proof in the pudding, because this person used it at night, so 14 times for 2 weeks. And what is on the before on the top is not there on the bottom at the after.
In the before, it's almost like cat whiskers around the mouth, those deep, etched in lines.
Which personally I would love, but
right. However, those of us who do not want to purr are going to go for 2 weeks using this just at night. And I'm sorry we've clipped your whiskers, but take a look at that.
That's okay.
That skin is
I'll let
so
Luna keep her fluffy whiskers, and I'll get rid of these with the retinol. Thank you, Cheryl.
Do not apply this to your cat.
No, no, no.
Just to your skin.
Yes.
But you're using it every single night. A lot of retinols people have to ease into. There's no easing into this. You go for it. And you get these kind of differences. Take a look at that before. Not only are there a lot of lines, but there's also a lot of little white flakes because the skin is dry. 1 week later, the skin looks much more radiant. 4 weeks later, what? That's 4 weeks. You're getting skin that is almost perfectly
transformed.
Smooth. And this is not just about the lines. It's about the texture of the skin.
I call it the quality.
Radiance.
The quality of your skin.
It is
Like
a skin
overall,
quality.
you're using less makeup. Now, it was Peter Thomas Roth's mom that was asking for more and more and more bottles. And he's like, Mom, what are you doing? Giving it to all your friends? She's like, no, I'm using it all over my body. So since you basically got like a jumbo size, you're getting 4 ounces. And when we saw the original, it was what, a half an ounce was the original? 1 ounce. People are using it on their body. That's why this is more than a 4-month supply, but we did it on 4 months so that you could use it on your body. Okay, here's what we were mentioning earlier.
So that is your microencapsulated retinol. So when you're applying this serum before bed, you see these little blue dots disappearing. Those are the capsules holding the retinol, slowly bursting overnight. That way you're not getting that rush of retinol that can irritate your skin. By giving it slowly to your skin, you will wake up radiant. Your skin will not be cranky. You might be cranky, but not your skin. And Chantal is going to show us. Now, Chantal is someone who has sensitive skin. And Chantal, do you use this retinol?
Every night. That's why she looks like younger than when I met her many, many years ago.
Exactly. So you're going to want to apply this just at nighttime. Retinols really work best at night when our skin is naturally regenerating. You apply it to clean, dry skin on your neck, on your chest, on your décolleté, and if you want, go for the arms, go for the legs. Put it everywhere.
You had a really good point. By the way, many of you are picking up more than one. Don't forget about auto delivery, because we're going to lose the price. We're going to lose the free shipping. We, at some point at QVC, if it's in stock, we're going to jump up to $108. Still a great value, but you can do auto delivery. So in October, this arrives again. You've got the easy pay of $16. Oh, wow. No guarantee in October. That's when we give out the Customer Choice Beauty Awards, that this will be in stock. I don't know any other retinol where we encourage you to bring it up and under the eye.
Yeah, it's usually a no-fly zone for retinol, but not Peter's retinol. Again, if you have been afraid to try retinol, this can show you. This is the retinol that you will be able to use even with your sensitive skin. It is gentle enough to put underneath your eye, but potent enough to make that kind of difference.
Yeah.
The longer you use retinol, the better the results will be. It is never too early to start using retinol. Actually, if you can vote, you can use retinol.
Well, it's funny because we used to say like 40 and up, and now the 20-somethings have all found it. And this person looks quite young to me. Look at their forehead. I mean, I might look at that and say, wow, she has no lines at all. And then on further examination, you start to see them forming. Take a look at her after, or his after 4 weeks. And the thing is, that's how long you have to love it and return it. So, I mean, join the club. If you were in a crowd of 1.8 million people and they were all recommending the same retinol, that's the club you're in right now. And I look at this before, here's somebody that looks like they have kind of angry, irritated skin.
Angry, irritated, pores look larger. Pores are smaller, but the real key is that she is less red after using Peter's retinol than before. And in fact, Peter did a study that said no, it doesn't increase your redness. This is the retinol that you can use. You are going to love your skin, and you're going to see results quickly because you can use it every single night.
I also want to remind you that there is no feeling of itching, irritating, any type of a picking on your skin. It doesn't feel hot. It doesn't feel like it literally like just feels like you put the lightest, almost like a water-based serum on your skin. You can follow it up with what's coming up next or your favorite moisturizer. But again, everything in the show, starting with our mask, and we haven't seen this duo, you get 2 of them, since last August of 2023. So that's almost 2 years. Everything in the show can be added into whatever you're using. And if you know someone that is just reluctant and doesn't want to be bothered, but you want them to start taking care of their skin, literally, if you can splash your face with water before you go to bed, you can put on Peter Thomas Roth's retinol. But why this duo? We don't always have it in stock. It's often sold out. I know that. Like, so many years Peter could not come and we couldn't hand him the, I don't know, 13 awards that he has won. He's won every single solitary year for best retinol because it's out of stock. So this is a super size, just one. Anytime we double the full size, that's called a super. When we double the super, we call that a jumbo. And that's why this is $260 if purchased separately. We have it on sale, which is unheard of to have this bestseller on sale. And you are just like a quick click away from taking seconds at night and having better looking skin. What about, again, skin types? Who can use this?
This again is for all skin types. Peter wants to make sure that if you are investing in his skincare, you're not going to be disappointed. You are going to be able to use it. This again, I just want to point out what we're looking at. This is the microencapsulated retinol that's inside this serum. So you're going to apply it just before bed, and while you are sleeping, the little retinol fairies come and sprinkle retinol every couple of minutes as opposed to all at once.
Right.
And that way you are getting the retinol that will not overwhelm and irritate your skin.
Could be used on the body because like we really have a
body.
jumbo size, so you might want to keep one for your face, the other for your body because you're getting a duo. Thank you, Peter Thomas Roth's mom, for teaching us to do that, because you were telling me if you just use this on your face, how much of a supply is this jumbo?
Is an 8-month supply.
So we're giving you auto delivery every 4 months. Why? Because I know you're using it on the neck, on the arm. Wait till you see the next one. But above the knee, on the thighs. People use this everywhere. Look at her leg. It didn't start out as a body phenomenon, but it became a body phenomenon. And we've had this just about a week or so on the air. It has been very popular. It's been in non-beauty shows. Here it is in Peter Thomas Roth's home show with Cheryl Kramer Kay, who again, as this beauty expert and educator, is part of the Peter team for several years now. Get it in your cart, click checkout. My advice, also go to auto delivery, because when you see what's coming up next, you know it's going to be wonderful.